Hello, everyone. Hello, Sarias. Thank you. I did enjoy the party. And I hope your week was great as well. Hello, Zork. Why the hell is this message at the very beginning in Japanese? I don't not is a Japanese company. I'm actually pretty sure they're French. Oh. Alright, here we go. As you guys may remember or may not remember, our main characters were literally kidnapped. I mean, one of them was. We made our escape. And like this fucking gooner saved us. And the big question of today's stream is if he just made a bad impression or, you know, if we can trust him. I'm very happy for you, Zork. She's great. We're actually like personal friends at this point, I would say. Is this the thumbnail for the same video that I recorded the narration for? He's telling me the story.
That is crazy. And I thought I was having a shitty day. I knew that guy was sketchy.
Did he mess with you too?
He started to earlier, but I bought too much stuff just to piss him off. Welcome to Redneck Land. This ain't Seattle no more.
We only lived in one place my whole life. Kinda lame, but...
Well, you're pretty young. You have time. That's what's great about traveling. It gives you perspective.
sometimes maybe too much.
Well, don't let it phase you, little dude.
What?
You're going to meet some amazing
Phase, you were literally kidnapped.
What's under the blanket?
He took the
Come on,
dog.
I'm not stupid.
He took the dog. Oh no. Baby boy.
Daniel.
Oh my god.
What?
When did he do that?
We're heroes.
Don't. Good luck on the interview. Sorry, we have to be realistic.
Are you kidding me? We can't keep a dog.
But we couldn't leave her with those mean people.
Don't give up, Daniel. He's on the ropes.
Jeez, come on. We need a dog. Bet Dad would agree.
Just stop. You win, but you better really take care of her.
Deal. Thanks, Sean.
Life is
She's gonna be
strange too.
So quiet and what should we name her?
Hey, you're a dog. Your choice.
Oh, cool. Let's see. How about mushroom? She totally looks like a mushroom.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not much of a girl's name, though.
Who cares? I'm sure she loves it. So
When did
why?
he even do that?
Alright, mushroom it is, then.
Ooh, yeah. Thanks, big brother.
What if he?
See,
What if
mushroom,
she pees in the
you got the
car?
best name ever now. Mushroom.
Nice.
God, I
I
love
feel like
him
I just
so
witnessed
much.
history. You're on your way to becoming official road warriors, my dudes.
My dudes.
Sounds like you've been on the road for a long time.
Long, boring story short. I come from a family with money, but
You don't
So-
look like it.
I took off after school and never looked back. Now
If
I
the
write
dog dies,
stories
we
for
are
zines
rioting.
and websites, do podcasts, protests, try to make some positive change. Whatever.
Wow. So you're like all political.
Everything is political, Sean.
Whoa! I might have misjudged him.
Man, that sounds cool. Don't you ever get kind of lonely?
There's a big difference between alone and lonely.
Yeah. And you probably meet a lot of people out here.
That's right. The unseen side of America. Hey, no matter what, I just try not to get cynical. Otherwise, I'd be like my family. End of the day, we have to watch out for each other, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose it was
You did
just a
watch
bad
out
first
for us.
impression.
Thank you. Seriously.
Looks like your brother crashed hard.
Oh, good. He always goes right to sleep in cars.
Yeah, and feel free to do the same. I won't take it personally.
What about you? You okay to drive?
Oh yeah. This is my favorite time to drive. Traveling by night is kinda mysterious.
Alright, I'm sorry, Brody. I misjudged you. It was a bad first impression. Thank you for saving my songs. I owe you. Right, I wonder where we're going now. Because our goal is to cross the border and go to Puerto Lobos, right? No, he's not gonna die. Come on. North Oregon coast 3 hours later. Okay. Hello, Sinteras.
Man, look at that. Oregon is like the edge of the world.
Wait, is it? The lighthouse from the first game?
Hey, listen. I know what happened with you guys in Seattle. Do you want to talk about it? I'm a good listener. It's your call, no pressure.
I don't even know what happened. It was so fast.
I'm not sure. It was the police, fuck you.
It was the police. It's their fault. Daniel just wanted to play zombie outside. Our shithead neighbor was picking on him. I got in a fight. So Dad came out to help. Somebody called the cops and they shot him. They killed my dad in front of me. 1 second, my dad was alive.
Daniel is gonna overhear this, won't he?
Fucking
Jesus. Oh.
Hey, it's gonna be alright. Take a deep breath.
Seattle is in Washington, so yeah, they did cross the state line.
Listen, I'm really sorry this happened to you, man. Injustice is everywhere.
You know what?
And
I'm
you were
gonna write down your question and then I will answer it after we finish the game, because after the game I will we will have the discussion, okay? Can you use all these? Alright. So yeah, make sure to stick around for the response.
Taking the brunt of it right now. But you're gonna be okay, Sean.
His dad died, how is he gonna be okay?
How? Wish I could go back to my town. Even if it was boring like that one. At least I've had friends, family, a home. I used to bitch about it so much. Now I've got nothing.
You have your brother.
What it sure is, that's the past. But you can't look back now. You've got each other. And you have to move forward.
Okay, he didn't
Why?
hear that.
You may not see it, but what you and your brother have is the most important thing. He needs you. And you need him. I can tell he doesn't know what happened. Sean, at some point, you're gonna have to tell him.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
I know. I just have to find the right time.
Take it from me. The sooner you can address it, the better.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it next chance I get. It's just... It's not gonna be easy.
So then, what's your plan? Where are you going?
Cut question. I was thinking... Get out of the country? Fuck it. Go down to Mexico, you know?
Damn. I thought I was the long-haul traveler.
Should I go back? To Seattle? Maybe I can try and explain everything. What happened?
You should do what you think is best. If going to Mexico seems like the right thing to do, then so be it. You're going in the right direction.
It's actually
You
great.
have family there?
Maybe. We don't even have family in the U.S. Except for grandparents we don't see anymore.
What about your mom?
Oh,
No, no way. She's not on the picture.
she's alive. I
Dad,
suspect she's
he always
alive.
talked about this plot of land he owns in this little coast town, Puerto Lobos.
That's a pretty cool name.
I think
So it's gotta be great.
we're gonna meet his mom, probably.
So you've still got a long ways to go. We've shot the shit long enough. Time to hit the road.
You know, I said that this is Arcadia Bay.
Listen, I'll drop you by a motel in a couple of hours. You guys could use some time to yourselves.
And it's the music from the first game. I will recognize it everywhere. Alright, let me eat some sweets. Pacific Harbor, Oregon 2 hours later. Okay. Great. It's actually nice that we have Mexican American characters in the game. And like a real life Mexican American in the chat. By the way, I was meaning to say the S word, he called him. I
Okay,
rewatched the
Mushroom,
stream.
You can chase me. Then
I didn't know such slur existed.
No.
come, see if you can catch me. Ow!
Americans get a slur for everyone and their mama, man. Okay, so we're back in control.
We're so lucky Brody helped us. If it wasn't for him, we...
Alright, we stole the camping equipment. This asshole absolutely had it coming. I said, we're gonna rob him. If he does. I said that, and I stand on business. Alright, I don't see anything new here. He still didn't charge his phone. Wait, I didn't look at everything. Oh, he drew Brody. Oh. Lady. Oh yeah, they haven't figured out that Daniel has telekinetic powers yet. Oh, what a nice sketch of Brody. Good. Thank you, Brody. Chat, everyone thank Brody. Alright, we've made it quite far. Right.
Hey! Let's play fetch with the pup.
Really? Yes.
Let me do a test throw first. Cool?
Well, okay. But I'm next.
Okay, puppy. Go wide. Come on, Mushroom. Get it!
Go, Mushroom.
I have exactly one experience, not with racism given that I'm white, but there's exactly one time I experienced an anti-Polish microaggression. And it's a hilarious ass story. So I was playing chess with this guy on Chess.com, and he was American. And he lost to me. And then I received a DM from him
Good
calling me
dog.
trash.
I think we need a frisbee.
Now she
And-
wants me to throw the stick.
Okay, here.
Watch how fast she'll get the stick.
You go for it. Just don't throw it too far.
I won't. I swear. I promise. Come on, Mushroom. Come
And
on.
I asked him, why is he calling me trash? Like, you lost, dude. Just
Fetch.
accept that. And then he started calling me Polak. And he was talking about, oh, during World War II, you guys lost to the Germans so quickly. You suck.
Come on, Mushroom. Get that stick.
Looks like these two are getting along. It's good to see him like that. Well, I got you that room.
Seriously?
It's only a room, no big deal. Look, I
We
had
have
tough
$7.
times when I started out. And Some strangers saved my life.
Thank you.
Now's my turn to help someone. It's right there, room 10, on the second floor. Listen, I don't want to freak you out, okay, but you have to be twice as careful now. I know it's easier said than done, but you should get rid of that phone.
Really?
You can always get a burner later. Trust me. And Sean, talk to Daniel. He deserves to...
You're not leaving, are you?
Yes, I am, but not until Santa Brody gives you a goodbye gift. Ta-da! I mean, ho, ho, ho. And
What's
don't
this?
you dare argue about it. I'll leave it right here if you do.
Okay.
What's
Cue
this?
it. Thanks, Brody.
Alright, some backpack. And it's gonna be camping
Feels good.
equipment.
Here. Looks like it's yours now.
As always.
Oh,
Hold on. I didn't forget you. I've had it since my first road trip. And it's always kept me safe. Now it's yours.
thank you, Brody.
Do you think it's okay if she wears it? Like our official guard dog?
Sure. It's your bandana now.
Oh,
Okay. Time for me to hit the road again. Hey, don't look so sad. You can contact me on my blog, A Tribe Called West. So, you better keep me posted when you can, okay?
We will. Thanks again, Brody.
Bro hug.
oh.
Wish you could stay with us.
Me too, kid.
I love my
Sorry,
son
I'll
so much. I
probably
gave
think of a better
everything
goodbye
myself,
when
by
I'm
the
on
way.
the road, but until then, take
I was
care, my
Esteban's
dudes.
controversially young girlfriend, by the way.
I'm gonna miss him.
Me too. Okay. Time to hit the sack.
Right, I'm tired of the cutscenes. Let me do some
Don't
exploring.
worry, Mushroom. I got you.
New item added to inventory. Rolly left me that letter in the backpack. It sounds really worried about us. Sean, I am a better written than I am spoken. That's why I'm writing this letter while you... Okay, now that's easier. I am better writer than I am a speaker. That's why I'm writing while you and Daniel are asleep in the car. I am sorry that I can't take you further, but there's a good reason to this. As dysfunctional as it can be, family is family. When we met, I was on my way to Utah, where my mom is currently losing her battle against cancer, and I have to be there. You will find a few dollars in the backpack. That's all the hard cash I have left, and you need it more than me. Jesus, he's so nice. Your goal is good, and you need to follow your instinct, but please be careful and protect your brother no matter what. You will see when you tell him the truth about Seattle that sharing the same pain will make you stronger together eventually. When you get to Mexico, keep a low profile until you meet people you can truly rely on. In any case, I think you will be safer there than you are here. A dead cop in the current state of things cannot be a good way to start negotiations. I wish I could have met you two under better circumstances, but I'm glad I could help you the best way I could. Take care, Brody. Postscriptum. Hit me up when you're safe. A Tribe Called West. I'm always online when not driving. Been a while since I've used a pen. Hope you decipher. Okay, what else is in the backpack? Just the letter. Okay, sleeping mask. Phone. Right, we have some more money. We can't
It's
go
really
back.
late. We need to get bedded down for the night. Okay.
Oh, dark. I don't see
Good.
anything.
Looks like the manager's asleep for the night. Shouldn't have any trouble from them.
Do you think it will have Netflix or a jacuzzi?
Yes.
Dude, this is some motel, not an Airbnb. If we're lucky, it'll have cable and a hot shower.
Wait, I really don't see anything. Alright, now I see something. In America? I mean, I'm asking Zork if in America they have to patrol the tourist destination. Like, America is such a violent place, man. Great, someone is having sex there. Baby is crying.
We need to get to that room 10 now. No time to wander around.
Like, I can't even look at anything. I love being in Mexico. Yeah, I heard a lot about cartel violence.
Sounds like everybody is asleep.
Not everybody.
Yeah, so keep it down. Shh.
Not everybody died. Like, I cannot even look at anything. Alright. Can't buy anything. I wanted to buy the chocolate bar. For Daniel. Okay, this is our room, but I wanna see if I can explore some
Sean,
more.
look. Room 10. I found it.
No shit, Sherlock Diaz.
Sean, where are you going?
Just checking out the exits and stuff.
Come on. You can do
Alright,
that
there's
later.
nothing here.
We just got here.
No worries, bro. I just want to see where we are.
Look at all those stars. We don't see them that good in Seattle.
Hello, Silver Princess. It was great.
Ooh. Check it out.
I actually danced,
It
which I
even
didn't
has a
expect.
bathtub.
Good. I'm gonna throw you in, cave boy.
We can watch TV too. And there's a balcony. Whoa, this is nice. And warm.
No, 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 don't. They're gonna find your phone by the signal.
This bed is soft. What about this one? Not bad. But too far from the TV. Can I take the one in front of the TV? Huh? Wanna play it over rock, paper, scissors?
Oh, there's no way you can beat me, bud. Ready?
I am so ready to beat you.
Whoa!
The pet is mine. I knew I'd beat you. See?
And I knew you'd brag about it.
Don't be salty. It's a fair win.
Yeah, it is. I surrender. All right, I'm gonna run a bath. We totally reek.
Especially you, Pigpen.
I wouldn't be so sure, cave boy. I'll call you when it's ready.
I'll be right here.
Of course you will.
Oh, cool. Hot Dog Man is on.
Thanks for everything, Brody.
Okay, we already
I'll
read
be
that.
extra careful.
Ooh, I remember this episode. Weird,
Yeah.
it's on so late.
Wish we still had Brody around.
I already saw that. Sorry, I'm eating cake.
Oh, shit, that was wild. But we have a tent now. Hey, can you turn that down, please?
Aw. Okay.
Yeah. Don't think we'll be coming back this way. I can see why they left that tie. A cheap souvenir for a cheap trip.
Ooh, it's better than anything. Have fun. Wait, I got an achievement?
I tried to iron my shirts once. Burned a hole through them. Yeah,
This
like I'm
episode
gonna
is
sweep the
awesome.
carpet.
You should sit down and watch it with me.
This cigarette with Lila seems so far away. It's nice out here. Wish I cared. I could use a serious bong rip right now.
You and me both. In Minecraft, of course. Look how good and nice he is.
It's Hot Dog Man.
Some things do not change.
He listened to me when I asked him to.
I wasn't planning on getting rid of his bag, but
Was it really bad, the earthquake?
Daniel will be warm in this. That's a good thing. What's that?
It was in Brody's car.
He gave it to you.
Yeah.
You stole it from him?
I don't know.
No.
It looked cool and you stole before, so I thought...
No! Oh.
No, man. Stealing is bad. We only do it if we really need it. Okay?
I fucked up, guys. I gave him a bad example. I'm gonna crash out.
Brody was super nice with us.
If it's bad, then why did you do it?
Hey, we had to. It was different. I don't want you stealing around. Understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck, guys.
Ooh la la. Fresh, clean towels.
I did this because...
Let's put this in the bathroom for Prince Daniel. A real bed. Can't believe I'm that happy to stay at a motel.
It was different.
Damn. I could paint this shit.
I had no... Listen, I need to explain myself, okay? I don't know what kind of circumstances they're gonna be in, and that guy fucking kidnapped Sean and hit Daniel. He deserved to have his shit stolen. Okay, maybe that's... Maybe I'm a bit evil to think this way. But I was trying to be nice and de-escalate the situation, and I was kidnapped in return. He deserved that.
So, what's up?
The Buns want to catch Hot Dog Man and turn him into sausage meat.
Oh yeah. The giant meatball attacks in the next episode, right?
Yes, and I get to meet the city mayor.
Man, it's been ages.
Why don't you watch Hot Dog Man with me anymore?
I'm too old, dude. And I've seen it so many times.
Okay, Grandpa Sean. Feels so good to sit down and watch TV.
True. Okay, I'm done here.
You're missing the best part.
I know, but I gotta take care of the bath. Don't forget you're up soon.
I know.
Alright, I think we've seen everything. Thank you. I will need all the lag because as you can see, I'm struggling.
Better get that bath going for Dirty Daniel. No worries. We don't have to build a fire tonight. Dude, you really look like shit.
You're my new best friend, Mushroom.
That's not what I mean. There's like a ton of difference between someone being mean and
My hair feels like it's coated in dirt.
he kidnapped us.
Shower
He
after
hit
dinner
Daniel,
would be bliss.
and we needed that. I'm not sorry. Explain to him that it's bad.
Daniel, you have towels in the bathroom. Don't forget to use them.
Yeah.
Time to be a kid again. Fill her up.
Yuck, Sean. There's a condom in my bag. Gross.
Hey, don't touch.
No!
Daniel will love this.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know anything about kids.
Kinda cool to have your bag now.
One bubble bath coming up. Brother of the month. Yeah, right.
I'm so unreasonably upset because of him stealing that toy. I'm trying so hard, guys.
You ready?
Aw, the episode's almost finished.
Nice try. The water's hot. Come on.
Yeah, okay, I'm going. Oh my god. Whoa. So many bubbles.
Try and keep them in the bathtub.
I will. Promise. Thanks.
And no, the dog is not taking the bath with you.
Okay, okay. Don't worry.
I should throw my phone away while Daniel is washing. He'd freak out if he saw me. Time to say goodbye to modern life.
Wait! No new messages, no anything.
Shit. Lily's freaking out. Maybe I should leave her out of this, or she'll get into trouble too.
Shit. I hate making decisions. Right, let's weigh pros and cons. She can get in trouble if we call back. But at the same time, it would be good for her to know that Sean is alive and okay. What do you guys think? Because the issue is if there's a phone call, they can like find out where we are. And Brody told us to throw away the phone, so it kinda defeats the purpose of calling her. Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't know what he's gonna say if I call back. I'll hear you guys say. It's a choice between, you know, logical, pragmatic matters and like appeal to, you know, making sure your friend knows that you're okay. I would call her personally, but I'm scared of how this decision will affect us further down the line. I'm calling her back.
Sean?
Hey, Lila.
Sean, is that you? Do you... Sean! Oh God, are you okay?
I guess. I'm in a motel. With Daniel.
Shit, everyone's looking for you here.
How about you? Are you okay?
No, everything's fucked up. I'm so worried about you. The cops are talking to everybody at school.
This is a nightmare. We're fucked.
Sean, don't say that. It will be okay. I miss you so much. Maybe you could come back.
You know I wish I could, but we can't take that risk. They're gonna put me in juvie. Daniel...
Bullshit. You're innocent. And I've got your back. No matter what.
No way. I'm not gonna let you get in trouble for me.
Stop acting like I'm never gonna see you again. That's bullshit.
Oh my god. I watched it
I'm
on book
sorry.
too and I read the book.
I totally hate this.
I guess the freaking fighters are disbanded for a while.
Shit actually changes, I guess. So, where are you going?
We're just going
You can
wait.
say that.
for now. I'll call you if I get a chance. I miss you, Lila.
Sean, wait.
Okay. Wait. Okay. And action.
Daniel, get your butt in here right now.
What? What did I do?
You forgot to open this present.
What is this? Socks? Underwear? That's it?
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? That's what I got when I was a kid.
Not funny.
It's a video of his dad.
It is? Dude, check out your face.
Wait, what?
Okay. Don't think about it. Just tell Daniel the truth.
Bye
Are
bye.
you kidding me?
Remember that song? Come on, dance!
Oh, man. We haven't played Guitar Fighter for years.
They never beat high score.
You played on easy mode. I was on hardcore,
You're so
dude.
jealous. I'm the best guitar player.
What am I supposed to do? He's gonna tell him now, won't he? Alright guys, prepare. Gonna say it now.
Daniel, come here. We need to talk.
Can we get a drink first? I'm thirsty.
Right now?
You said I could have a Coke. Or something.
Okay, I'll get you a soda. But when I come back, we're going to talk. Serious.
Fine. What's the big deal?
Guys. Oh my god. Right, it was there. I don't think we can look at anything. I'm so nervous, guys. He's gonna crash out so badly. What's going on?
Daniel.
What?
Oh, fuck. Oh my god.
What's going on?
Daniel! What's happening? Daniel, calm down!
You lied!
How does he know that?
Your dad is dead!
How does he know that?
Why?
Oh,
Calm down, Daniel! Let's just talk, please!
You knew Dad was dead! You knew it! Why?
oh.
Why did you lie to me?
I just wanted to protect you until I could...
Protect me from what? You?
I
hate you!
Oh, fuck.
You're not my brother!
Don't say that! I know I messed up everything. We gotta get through this.
Don't touch me!
Daniel, please!
Oh.
It's okay.
I want Dad.
Me too.
You told me we were gonna see Dad.
I'm sorry. I just...
Just don't lie to me ever again. Ever.
I promise I won't lie to you again. I promise.
I'm serious, Sean.
I know. Me too, Danny.
What are we gonna do without him?
Shh. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Fuck, guys. Oh my god.
Sean. Am I a monster?
Nothing is wrong with you. You're different.
Okay.
Not a comment about him
Now.
making everything float.
I was thinking maybe we could go to Puerto Lobos. Where Dad grew up, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, he took it better than I expected, all things considered. We
You'll be
managed to
fine, Daniel.
calm him down.
There's nothing we can't do. As long as we're together.
Can you tell me a story? Like he did?
I'm not as good as him. He used to tell me bedtime stories too.
Carrie, because she does not have like any sort of
Wild world. There were two wolf brothers.
I don't know how to call it.
Papa Wolf. They all lived happily together. But one day, hunters took their dad away. Forever. So now the brothers were alone. And they had to find a new home. They started a journey for the great big forest.
That's gonna be the end of episode 1, I think. Like, not a word of comment about him being able to float. Hello, Awana. Not a word about him being able to make everything float around. No comment about that. Sean didn't know that. I mean, something happened in the shop at the gas station, but he took it better than I expected. Like, he said something horrible. Yeah, this is still episode 1 because that one I had for free from Steam, and now I will get to decide if we continue. If I buy the full game. Yeah, like I thought. End of episode 1. Oh, guys. Okay. We're gonna watch the end credits, and after that, if it's like the first game, we're gonna see how which choices people made. I'm actually very interested. Me too. That's why I decided to finally play the second one. Which, like, this game came out in like 2018 or something, so it's not like new. It's actually like another game. True Colors, I think. There's a not spin-off, some game with Max again, but it's apparently dog shit, so I'm not buying that. I played Before the Storm, but it was so bad that I didn't remember I don't remember anything about it. Not a word of comment about why he was able to float everything. I wonder if we didn't dance with him, if we could tell him directly. Actually, I saw people be very divided. Some people say that that Life is Strange 2 is the best Life is Strange game, and some people absolutely hate it. And I think that if it's better story-wise than Life is Strange 1, then I might like this one better, because Life is Strange, for how important it was and formative for me how it was, it is a game with flaws. A lot of flaws. I mean, yeah, I understand that what was immediately most important for him was to console Daniel, but... Oh, motion capture. Voice talents. I thought a woman gives voice to Daniel, but it's apparently a guy. That bastard. I also saw the argument that Life is Strange was not really supposed to be a franchise. But... I don't know. The issue is that they set the bar for the first game really high, because writing a story involving time travel is a really tough one. Which is why at the very end it crashed and burned, and there was like a theory that they wanted to do like 8 episodes, but they didn't have enough money, that they were supposed to, you know, that the episode 5 of Life is Strange 1 was supposed to be like completely different. There was like supposed to be some involvement of the press cuts, and I believe this theory because there's a lot of like proof of this. But I guess money is everything these days, so maybe if the story of this one is better, then I will probably end up liking it more, but we will see. So far I like it great. I really like this game mechanic of, like, you know, trying to make good choices not only for Sean but also for Daniel. And as you can see, yeah. I made the little guy steal. No, wait. I wanna give everyone who worked on this game their flowers. Like, no matter how long this is gonna be, we're staying here till the end, sorry. Oh yeah, gladly, just maybe not on stream. I want to finish this game on stream. But the issue here is that I have to focus on the game. And if I was playing like a less engaging game where I don't have to read the dialogue and listen and pay attention, then I could talk some more. Instead of, you know, relegating the entire... discussion to the second half. Because if I was, say, playing Minecraft, then I could talk and do everything in the background, but here I have to focus. So yeah, for playing private, yeah, do give me recommendations. But just not on stream. Like, I will just play them privately. Like, I'm not a big games fan. Like, I like playing games, I'm just not very good at it. And this is kind of like not really a game. Because, you know, what do? You just go around and click. It's basically an interactive novel of sorts. Visual novel, I don't know. Yeah. I also heard that the Telltale The Walking Dead is like a game where you can make really horrifying choices. Like I said, we're waiting till the end of the credits. That's just a principle I have. It's a way of showing appreciation. Yeah, I just I just talk about. Oh yeah, I heard of this Dispatch. I just talk about The Walking Dead. I screenshotted. Thank you so much. I will definitely check it out. The question for you guys is also if you want me to continue playing this game, because I will definitely continue, but maybe it's not something you're interested in, because most people do come after I finish the game. Like I have the most viewers during the discussion session. But at the same time, I feel like, as you guys can see, I am very bad at making decisions, and I do feel better when I can ask someone, well, what would you guys do? So it's good to have that moral support when I'm making decisions in this game. And let me know what do you guys think about the game, because I enjoy it really much so far. Like, obviously I cannot say a lot story-wise for the first episode. We will have to continue, but this was like a very good opening for a story. Yeah, but I need to take what you guys want into account to some extent so that more people come. Also, it's like, it's not really a problem for me that we have like 10 people here. And actually, I think I like this better because I can engage with each and every one of you personally. And it's better than if we had like 100 people here arguing in the chat. I don't even need a moderator. No, it's just a way of creating some sort of a community, you know? Thanks. But I mean, if you like the game. How many people are involved in this game, man? Kamil Adamczyk, this is a poll. Yes. This game still doesn't have a Polish translation, by the way. And I'm pretty sure that the original Life is Strange also only has fan translations. Joseph Kulik, another Poe. I heard of Until Dawn. Yeah, like Japanese people dub everything, yeah? A localization director, that's very interesting. Like from the point of view of translation, it's one of the translation strategies actually. And the previous Life is Strange was about a girl who had the power to rewind time, and it was actually one of the game mechanics that, you know, you had some puzzles to do and then rewind time to like find information. It was really cool. But Life is Strange 1 is not a perfect game. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm obviously not a hater, but you know. What's Star Wars KOTOR? All I think about right now is how much I want a cigarette. This game uses Unreal Engine 4. Oh, I forgot. Right, what else if not Unreal Engine? I actually got like an idea for a game with my friend, but seeing that how many people were involved in making of this game, I don't think we will ever be able to make a game, just the two of us. With him doing everything and me doing the writing, like, no way. Alright, that's the end of it. Thank you. Now the choices. You gave Choco Crisp to... Okay, so only 22 people chose to give the Choco Crisp to Daniel. Told the truth to Esteban. Hacked Esteban, yeah. I stole the money because... Yeah, because I knew what's gonna happen, that's why I took the money. You confronted Brett. Okay. 56% of the people stole in the parking lot. Okay, you begged for food yourself. Okay, most people didn't steal. Okay, 66% of the people also stole the equipment, so... Alright. That means something. 62% of people called Lila back. That's also what I wanted to do all along. You promised Daniel you won't lie to him again. Yeah, like obviously 90. Okay, I made some choices that others didn't. Daniel learned about trailblazing. No! He fell and got dirty. No! Daniel built a fort in the forest. Woods race? I didn't know you can do that. You can teach him how to skip? I tried, but I didn't manage to. Daniel didn't get mad. Okay. Daniel had an okay night. You can get sick from the berries. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that you shouldn't eat all the berries. Daniel had to beg for food. Daniel didn't have to beg. Yes. Daniel didn't distract Doris. Daniel had enough to eat. Yes, I am a great parent. Yes. What you... Ah, right. On the... I decided to save the money. No, Daniel stole something from Roddy. No. Oh my god. I am a good parent. He didn't get mad. He had enough to eat. He didn't have to beg. He had an okay night. He fell. But I didn't know how he do that. Overall, I think I'm doing pretty okay for a parent of 2 kids. Because I have to parent them both.
All right,
Okay, trailer
Come on,
for
man.
episode 2.
focus.
What? Winter? I knew we had to get the equipment.
Trust me. You can do it.
Ooh. Okay, guys. We finished episode 1 officially. And now cigarette time. So I'm putting music on, going for a cigarette. I will still be in the chat. So I'm back. My friend just sent me a TikTok with an interview with Jeremy Corbyn about why isn't he allying with the Green Party. And she told me that she argued with someone that class struggle just isn't as important these days. And I wonder what could be more important than class struggle. That's a loaded subject, and we're here to talk about stupid fantasy, but you know. Something that pissed me off, also given my certain recent experiences. Why does it still show? Wait, because there was a delay on my stream. Sorry, never mind. Oh. So yeah, A Song of Ice and Fire, right? So last time we had actually class struggle in A Song of Ice and Fire, and like the material analysis of A Song of Ice and Fire is something that I did with my friends like privately, and we came to like really crazy conclusions. So one day I will ask them to hop on stream, because with that issues, it's better to have several people talking. Especially them, because they are more experienced. They are in a party, so... Okay, so last time we talked about theories people don't believe in, while I do. And I think we left off in Mirin. About Skahas, who poisoned the locusts, and that I don't believe it was him. Another theory I want to talk about today, starting today's discussion, is something I actually wanted to make a video on. And that is the possibility that in the Winds of Winter we're gonna have a Stark succession crisis. People really, really, really don't like this theory. Or rather, speculation. But the issue is that the succession of Winterfell is a really loaded and complicated issue, and there's a lot to indicate that each Stark will have a party supporting him or her. So starting with Sansa, she obviously... Littlefinger will probably try and make her press her claim to Winterfell. He sets in a Feast for Crows. She has Knights of the Vale. But the issue would be that No army has ever broke north of the neck. Sorry. So that will be difficult for her to get the army going. Then we have Recon on Skagos. Recon was presumed dead after Ramsay burned Winterfell and blamed Theon for that. But actually, there's belief that Theon killed the Miller's boys. Actually, there's a widespread belief that Bran and Rickon are dead, but actually Theon didn't kill them. He killed Miller's boys. He burned their bodies so that it seems like it's Bran and Rickon, that they are impossible to be identified. But Wex, his squire, he knows what exactly happened, and he told Wyman Manderly what happened, and Davos is tasked with going to Skagos to fetch Rickon. But the issue is complicated by the fact that Wyman Manderly, the last time we saw him, was attacked by the Freys, because he mocked the death of Little Walder. So whether anyone else from the Manderly household can take the mantle, if he will survive, probably not. Yeah, that's a complicated issue, but people definitely know that Rickon is alive. He has a direwolf, which Sansa doesn't have. So this may complicate her potentially confirming her identity as Sansa Stark. Then there's Jon, who is a complete wild card, and from what we know, Robb wrote a will in which he likely named Jon as his heir, contrary to what Caitlyn wanted, because when Robb married Janie Westerling, he tried to have an heir with her, and until he has an heir of his own body, he wanted to designate Jon as his heir. Which, that's also complicated because Jon is a man of the Night's Watch. So, it's complicated how he would even go around that issue. But as we know, Jon was just slimed, and with him literally having died, he may be released from the Night's Watch wows. And there's a huge possibility that he will press his claim for Winterfell, because it's something he's always wanted. Like in the show, it's all I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. But in the books, he wants it. So if he's in this state that, he's been resurrected, he may go and press his claim. But there's also Lady Stoneheart. And Lady Stoneheart is most likely searching for Arya in the Riverlands. Unbeknownst to her, Arya is actually in Bravos, but she will return to Westeros sooner or later. There's Nymeria's pack in the Riverlands, which George said will play a role. There's a theory or speculation, or maybe something George actually confirmed, that Nymeria's pack might engage with Ramsay's hounds, because he has female dogs that he uses to hunt women down. Just fucking crazy. So what I think will happen is that, because there's this really stupid prediction that Lady Stoneheart will ask Arya to crown Jon, because that was Robb's last wish. Not Catelyn Stark, not Lady Stoneheart. If anything, Catelyn will crown Arya, and Arya might become, maybe, potentially the leader of the Brotherhood without banners. And there's also Bran, who is a tree wizard. And the question remains, whose claim is the strongest? Or rather, who has the most strength to enforce that claim? Because, you know, having a claim is not enough in and of itself. The reason people don't like this theory is because they think that Starks are just, you know, ontologically incapable of going to war. They are like ontologically good. They're gonna all argue about who's going to give up their claim for whom first, rather than, you know. That's also what I believe. Like, even if that was Rob's last wish, Lady Stoneheart just isn't doing that. She's not crowning. She's not asking Arya to fucking crown Jon. People want this because they believe that, you know, Caitlyn must atone for how she treated Jon. And like, no, she doesn't. I mean, they think that Caitlyn should do that because Jon should just get everything he can possibly want. And everyone has to subjugate whatever they want to that. That's the issue. And people, like I said, people really don't want to acknowledge that there may be succession crisis. Because, you know, succession crisis, that's the Targaryens. Starks would never do that. Starks are not a feudal family with interests. Starks do not have, like, agents trying to fight for power. Even though we do have instances of, like, usurpation happening in House Stark, there was a guy called Jonel Stark who usurped his niece, who was coincidentally named Sansa. And funnily enough, people who ship Jon and Sansa think that this is Sansa foreshadowing, like, the whole time that man usurped her. So, yeah, people don't like this theory, even though something is brewing for the Starks, and they may come around, but to just deny that something may be afoot with the succession crisis is naive, I would say. Oh yeah, that's another thing about Jon and Bran. Like, some people theorize, you know, Jon Snow, the hero of the story, will just kill women and disable children. Because that's what heroes of fantasy do, right? They kill women and disable children. And take whatever they accumulated themselves for, you know, for their own purpose. Now, what additionally complicates succession with regards to Jon, especially, is that Howland Reed probably knows that Jon is the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna. And obviously, crazy Jon fans want him to press the claim for the throne, even though Jon never really was interested in that. The thing about R plus L equals J is that people want this to have this magical meaning, right? But I think it's more about Jon's identity as a Stark. But I don't know, I'm not a Jon fan. So what can I possibly know? So yeah, people don't believe in the potential Stark succession crisis. Like, I'm telling you guys, right hand to God, I saw people discuss the Stark succession crisis on TikTok. Someone quite literally said, no, they will not have a succession crisis because they're good, unlike the Targaryens. If Starks did have a succession crisis, it would elevate them as characters because it would show that they are not like ontologically good, great, amazing, would never hurt each other over their own ambitions. Meaning that they are not immune to all those cycles within feudalism. But what can I know? Yeah. So yeah, that's my theory, that Starks will have some sort of a succession crisis. And we can swiftly jump from this to another minor theory that people believe in while I don't. And that theory is that Jon has a Targaryen name. And people gave different suggestions for that name, which I find incredibly cringe. Because I don't think he has a Targaryen name. Straight up, I don't think he has a Targaryen name. Like, that's the issue with Jon Snow fans, because they really don't like him for being Jon Snow. They like a funnel version of him that they've created in their heads, in which he gets everything because he has special parents. He won't have an identity crisis after he finds out that the man he thought is his father isn't actually his father. No, he will just swiftly go and claim the throne he never expressed interest in. And like, why would he have a Targaryen name? Like, maybe Lyanna and Rhaegar were discussing possibilities. I seem to recall that George said that that Jon was named by Ned. And like, obviously he was named after Jon Arryn. But the scene in the show in which he is named Aegon by Lyanna, that was just them meshing together the storylines of young Griff and Jon Snow. So his name is definitely not Aegon, because that's ridiculous. Like, I just don't think that Lyanna and Rhaegar had time to like settle for a name. And I don't think he needs a Targaryen name. Because he's not a Targaryen. Like, I'm sorry. I know I am a horrible Jon hater and a Daenerys extremist, but he's not a Targaryen. He is a Stark. He's always been a Stark. And I don't understand why do people want him to be suddenly like have a switch in his brain. Oh, I also want him to be a bastard, yeah. And that obviously means I hate him and want, like, if he isn't a bastard, then what's even the point? But if Jon isn't a bastard, then that means that the prejudice he faced as a bastard, it was wrong, not because it's wrong to be prejudiced against people based on the circumstances of their birth, but because they were wrong. Like, people treating Jon like shit because he's a bastard is wrong because it happened to Jon, and not because it's just wrong, So I don't think he has a Targaryen name. And I also think that upon getting that reveal that Lyanna was his mother, he will not give a damn about Rhaegar, because it was the identity of his mother was always something that interested him. So that's what will matter to him the most under these circumstances. What do I think Jon's arc is gonna be like in Winds and Dreams overall? It's hard to say. It's very hard to say, and in general, I don't like making the Winds of Winter predictions, much less the Dream of Spring predictions. I talked about this with my friend, who said that people basically wrote their own version of the Winds of Winter. And the thing about it is that George is not a writer you can predict, because if prior to the release of A Dance with Dragons, someone told you that there's gonna be like a blue-haired twink that is actually a miraculously surviving son of Rhaegar, and Tyrion will be on some pole vault and all of that, people would think you're insane. I seem to recall that there was, prior to the release of A Dance with Dragons, someone made a theory that Jon Con is alive. And they were laughed at. Yeah, definitely. If Lyanna was in charge, she would definitely name him. Yeah, if anything, she would probably name him Brandon or Ricard after her father and or brother. So yeah, this mindset that, the moment Jon finds out he has a Targaryen father, it's gonna, switch something in his brain and he's gonna become a Targaryen, even though, like I said, the whole identity crisis is just gonna be swept under the rug. He will abandon the religion of the old gods, obviously, and, he wanted to be a Stark his entire life. And he's just gonna want to be a Targaryen at some point, but only until it's convenient. When it's convenient, he will switch back to being a Stark, right? Um, and related to the subject, there's a question about how exactly Jon is gonna get resurrected. And another one of my unpopular theories is that Melisandre will use Ghost to resurrect Jon. This is something that occurred to me not that long ago. Because in order for this to hurt both Jon and the readers, the sacrifice has to be meaningful. Because people say, oh, Melisandre will sacrifice Shireen. Which, Shireen doesn't mean anything to Jon. Oh, Melisandre will sacrifice Gilly's baby. Okay, this will be his fault because he made the baby stay behind. But it's not personal for Jon. If his animal companion will have to be sacrificed for him to go back to life, then that will be meaningful for his character, especially if after he dies he works into Ghost. And depending how long he's gonna stay in Ghost, that will definitely impact his how he's gonna be after his resurrection. Because Varamir says in the prologue of A Dance with Dragons that the more you stay in your animal as a warg, the more you become like that animal. So I don't know why people say, oh, Jon is gonna be resurrected fine because he's not actually gonna be dead, he's gonna be in Ghost. If anything, that will make him even more animalistic. So yeah, my theory is that Ghost is gonna be sacrificed and it's gonna be extra, meaningful if Jon actually is in Ghost and sees Melisandre preparing to kill Ghost. And there's no way he can resist when he's in Ghost's form, and then he just wakes up and a part of his soul is gone because Ghost is gone. Yeah, that's another thing. Fire is bad and Thomas Edison was a witch, right? There's also an aspect to ponder because Jon is a believer of the old gods, but if he's gonna be resurrected by the red god, then he's also in for a crisis of faith. Because I think that Jon does recognize that R'hllor has certain power, but he's got it into shit, whereas R'hllor literally brought him back to life. But there's also, if my theory about Ghost is correct, then there's definitely gonna be some resentment towards Melisandre. Yeah, Stark fans and Jon fans are a different breed of people. Yeah, that's also a possibility. But, all of those, there's so many intricacies to take into account that we as fans just aren't capable of coming up with. Yeah, do people really think that? How could this be glamour if we literally have his point of view? People are crazy, man. The old gods have never been established as being able to bring people back to life, but Rollo was. Yeah, like the taking of down his dragons is just people think that anyone and their mama can just take down his dragons, which Quentin was written specifically to debunk this idea, but A Song of Ice and Fire fans just don't read. The only person that nobody will be able to steal down his dragon unless that Faka's horn is concerned. Which, as far as I'm concerned, Victarion has it right now. So if people think that, I don't know, John or Young Griff or whoever else can just waltz in and just take her dragon, it's just delusional. I'm sorry. And also, I don't want him to ride down his dragons. But I also know that it's somewhat inevitable. I also don't want... I'm also not a snowstorm shipper, so... You know. About that comment from George... That was just a reference to his soul going back to Ghost. People just take things really literally with George sometimes. And also, obviously, he's getting resurrected. Like, I think that's just a given. There's also a fair share of theories that, he's gonna be the new Night King, that Vali's gonna be the Corpse Queen. I prefer the variant in which Melisandre is like his corpse queen, but she's a subversion, or maybe not really a subversion, how would you call it? The reversal of the corpse queen, because one thing about Melisandre is that she is not cold. She is the very opposite of cold. She's warm, and she's gonna be like the reversed Night Queen, corpse queen. In the words of A Song of Ice and Fire, somewhat being his own never stops anyone, unfortunately. People make John into such a Marisu, man. Like, people who claim to be his fans, like I said, they do not care about John as a character. They just create this version of him in which he's a male Daenerys because they actually like Daenerys, but they cannot relate or like her because they're misogynists, and that's all. Color switched Melisandre figure? Can you tell me more? Wait, Erezliev. George R. R. Martin instructed the maker of this miniature to use this color scheme for Melisandre. Whoa! What's inevitable? Sorry, I have like really bad memory about what I was talking about and what I wasn't talking about. Wait, if Melisandre becomes the corpse queen, that's gonna be crazy. Maybe Melisandre will like sacrifice herself and become the corpse queen. But like she would only have to do that if she was like convinced that John is gonna do something about the existential threat, right? And in the comments, because I found a post of Reddit that talks about this Melisandre figurine, and someone says, this reminds me of Damphair's vision in the recently released chapter about a beautiful woman with light hair and a pale fire in her hands. So maybe that's Melisandre, but then, in that vision, she's next to Euron. Maybe that's not Euron, but Jon. Why, that would be crazy. I dig this idea. I dig the idea of Melisandre as the reversal of the Corpse Queen. Yeah, and I also have a theory about Melisandre that she will be a part of Daenerys' rule of three. That the third time she will realize that Daenerys is Azor Ahai. First time is Jon. First time is Stannis. The second time her false belief is gonna be in Jon. And lastly, Daenerys. If she, you know, I don't think she necessarily has to for that purpose to, you know, aid her and be her advisor, though that would be great. But yeah, she has to realize that it's Dany. Oh yeah, it's inevitable because we have to have three heads of the dragon, and now I can answer the question for that was asked at the beginning of the stream. If Dany can use all three of her dragons. I think she can. I think she has a bond with all three of them, and that's what makes her unique among the Targaryens. Because they all respond to her emotions. And we know that the dragons respond to the emotions of the riders, and there's at least several instances of Rhaegal and Viserion also reacting to Dany's distress and all of that. So I think she has a bond with all three, which is also why it's ridiculous the position that someone can just take her dragons. Like, she's obviously, maybe she will ride all three. Who says she won't? But Daenerys herself says that there's two men in the world that she can trust. And those two other men will probably be Jon and Tyrion, though, you know, how she's gonna meet Jon, how she's gonna trust him, why will she trust him enough to allow him to claim one of her dragons? That's another story. I'm gonna try and search for scenes because I recall that when she found out the truth about Jorah and Barristan, her dragons were all distressed. I'm gonna try and find that. Yeah, I also think it's fan service for Jon to ride the dragon. I can't find that. Wait a second. About the fight of Danny and Rolor, we know that a Red Priest is on his way, Makora, to introduce Danny to the Rolorist religion. And additionally, there's a major slave uprising in Volantis, which is a hotspot for all things Rolor. The thing about him is that he's already able to do that. He's already a warg. He already dreams of being in Ghosts. The question is if he will be able to master this ability. Where the hell was that? Okay, I found it. But I need to find the exact quote. I don't think that there was no such ability to establish in A Song of Ice and Fire. You can only, go into the mind of your wolf. Yes, exactly. That's the quote I was searching for. I was going to take you home. Her dragon sensed her fury. Viserion rode, and smoke rose grey from his snout. Dragon bent the air with black wings, and Rhaegal twisted his head and belched flame. Exactly. They are very clearly responding to her emotions. All three of them, not just one, not just Dragon. Are you planning to watch The Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I may give it a try, but I don't think I will make any content related to that. I think with Rolor, because Daenerys is already someone who follows multiple religions. She follows the Dothraki Horse Lord. When she's in House of the Undying, she prays both to the Great Stallion of the Dothraki and to the warrior. So I think she may just add Rolor as, her another thing she believes in. But Daenerys never strike me as someone that's this religious. I think if anything, it's just gonna be hard to say. How hard to describe what I mean. Okora will definitely stay in her council and will instruct her when she goes to Volantis. I think he may not have a POV for a while. I think the reason why Melisandre was introduced as a POV at the wall is precisely to set the stage for Jon not having a POV, but us having a POV at the wall. But at some point, that's gonna change. I actually have a video about that, but I can just summarize it here really quickly. like I said, I'm hesitant about making predictions for the Winds of Winter. I try to keep an open mind about everything because people, like I said, people wrote their own version of the Winds of Winter, and they act like this and that has to happen. No, it doesn't. But so the thing about Dani is that people mistakenly assume that she's gonna be taken captive by those cults that found her, the way it happened in the show, which that show is the bane of my existence. What I think is she's gonna do something similar as she did with the Master. She's gonna trick them into taking her to Vice Dothrak, and she's like obviously taking revenge for Irohe on Mago and Jacko. I don't remember which one that was. And what's definitely going to happen, I mean, not definitely, anything can happen. A meteor can hit Planetos and kill everyone. But what I think is likely to happen is she will climb the Mother of Mountains. In A Game of Thrones, we learned that only men are allowed to climb the Mother of Mountains, which is like insane. The Mother of Mountains, and women can go there. Amazing. And I think she's gonna descend from the Mother of Mountains on Drogon. And this is when she is proclaimed as the stallion who mounts the world by the Doshkalin. And this will fulfill her prophecy that she received in the House of the Undying, in which crowns kneel for her in front of the Mother of Mountains. So that's what I think will happen. And the rest is a big question mark. How exactly Volantis is gonna play out, how exactly Mirin is gonna play out. She will definitely need to clean up the situation in Mirin. Find a way for the freedmen to be able to self-govern as she leaves, aid the revolution, and find out who is the Harpy, which I think is Galaza Galare. And in Volantis, the Black Wall is gonna be on some Harrenhal shit. Yeah, that's true about POVs. I actually have some thoughts about Katniss and the Hunger Games as a whole that I've been raving about in my DMs with my friends, but I'm gonna leave it for a video. And it's gonna be a very controversial video. And I hated Sunrise on the Reaping. I actually said, initially I said that I didn't like it that much, but now I changed my mind. I actually hate Sunrise on the Reaping. There, I fucking said it. But we're not here to talk about Sunrise on the Reaping, unless you guys really need to know what I think. Yeah, I will, but so far as prequels are concerned, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is the superior prequel in every possible way. Yeah, that's another thing. Because in the show, Drogon just left her for no reason, and then she somehow got him back. Where was he the entire time? We don't know. How did she manage to control him after she couldn't control him? We don't know. But if the Dothraki see her riding a dragon, which is like a horse on numerous steroids, what are they gonna think? Especially because the way they found her was her standing next to Drogon as equals. So it's hard to say how that will factor to everything. One thing I am quite certain of, you can never be 100% certain with George. I think that the last chapter of The Winds of Winter is gonna be Dany sailing to Westeros. Which is gonna make so many people mad because they just want her to get there, but no, the last chapter of The Winds of Winter, I think, is gonna be her sailing to Westeros. Not an epilogue, the epilogue may be. I think the epilogue is gonna be the wall falling. I don't know from whose perspective, but yeah, I think the epilogue is gonna be the wall falling. Do you think Dany will try to connect with Jon when she learns they're related? I want one freaking platonic relationship for the love of God. Listen, as someone who doesn't like Snowstorm, I hope so too. But I think all signs on heaven and earth point out that they're gonna be romantically involved. Because in the House of the Undying, Daenerys has a vision that likely represents the 3 husbands she will take. First was Drogo, second was probably Histar, and the third one is about the blue flower on a wall of ice, filling the air with sweetness, and it's followed by Bride of Fire. So yeah, they're gonna get married probably. But no, what do you mean? The last chapter is gonna be her going to Westeros. She has to teleport to King's Landing to set it on fire. Guys, people have no media literacy these days. Daenerys just has to teleport to New King's Landing, because although she just has to do that. She just has to do that because Cersei loves King's Landing too much. I actually had a theory that was influenced by another creator, Belladonna Feli. She believes that the others are pissed because they had some sort of an ancient pact with them, and the Starks, the Northmen, everyone forgot that path, and that's why they are pissed, and they come to remind everyone of this pact. Sorry. And I actually had a theory that Jon is gonna be Corpse King, that there's gonna be a female other, and to seal this pact, he's gonna be given as a consort to a female other. I don't think Rolor has the power to teleport people. Oh, and Daenerys is getting a glass candle, definitely. Which is how she can go to Ashai. Even though she physically won't have time to go there, she can go to Ashai by the use of glass candle. Like someone someone said on Twitter that there's just no way that Marwyn's fat ass is not gonna bring her a glass candle as he's going to Meereen. I'm also not sure about that. Like I said, it's difficult to speculate about what's gonna happen in the Winds of Winter, A Dream of Spring, and all of that. Because we might not even get a Dream of Spring ever. And like I said, people are so certain that certain things will happen. And as we just went over, I don't think they are as set in stone as people believe. So what I'm taking is that Roller will make a strong wind and teleport Daenerys to King's Landing so that she can burn it, as Cersei and Jon can just sit around and wait. Yeah, it's a great opening, really. You get what's at stake, and it's also is even greater when you look at the opening and then the ending. Actually, I want to read it out loud for you. Uh, The watchers moved forward together, as if some signal had been given. Swords rose and fell, all in deathly silence. It was cold butchery. The pale blade slides through mail, as if it were silk. Will closed his eyes. Far beneath him, heard their voices and laughter, sharp as icicle. So, swords rose and fell, all in deathly silence. And then the story, A Game of Thrones, ends with, and for the first time in hundreds of years, the night came alive with the music of dragons. So it ends with silent fire and ends with the music. So it starts with the cold silence and ends with the music of dragons, who are fire, who are light, love, and all of that. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I also think that a lot of people will be angry at the Winds of Winter, and there will definitely be a lot of show revisionism. A lot of people, like, it kind of already started. I already saw people claim, actually, you know what? The ending of Game of Thrones wasn't so bad. And, yeah, many people will dislike this book because their Faka's predictions didn't come true. She doesn't speak, but she remembers. Yeah, it was also great. No, 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 no. How can you say that? Dragons are nukes. Dragons are weapons of mass destruction. Fire and ice are equally bad. You didn't know that? I thought everyone knows that. People were pissed when it didn't happen in the show. And the only reason why it didn't happen in the show was because D&D thought that it would cheapen Jon's resurrection, because these guys just hated foreshadowing. God, I hate D&D in Minecraft, okay? That's another thing I believe, that people actually didn't actually dislike that ending. They disliked the execution, but all the plot beats. I'm sorry, not all the plot beats. Some plot beats they liked, just wish they were executed better, including Daenerys going mad, which is why so many of them go and say, "Oh, this is George's ending. He just will write it super well." Okay, if that's what you want, I know it will be a superior product because George R. R. Martin is a superior writer. But if they want so badly to see the exact same thing happen, that says a lot about them, not me. Actually, that's funny because there are those theories that I actually despise. That everyone is Azor Ahai because Azor Ahai is the power of friendship. No. Yeah, I saw that someone was really mad about that nuke argument, but someone in the comments was like, no, in this in this quote that you showed, he actually said that dragons are nukes. And also Iraq War and... Man, I will never be free to lie. God, that essay. Oh my god. I actually remembered. Yeah, that's the thing. If the ending was written a little bit better, everyone would be saying that it's one of the greatest endings of a TV show ever. Like, add 2 scenes of Daenerys doing something stupid, and they would say that it's good. But you know, even David and Dan recognized that Jon killing Daenerys and Jaime killing Cersei would be just too much. But people want that. People want both Cersei and Daenerys to die at the hands of their partners. Like, this fandom loves femicide. But you know, actually, it's not femicide to put down a crazy bitch down. I miss Daniel and Sean already. Got that essay that I did a video on. Actually, I think I can tell you guys something about that. So, after I responded to that essay on my TikTok, someone messaged saying that the person who wrote that essay also wrote like an entire MA thesis about Daenerys, and I only found like scattered bits and pieces of that. And then I remembered that I have an account or on Academia Edu. So I just went and downloaded it, and a lot of that MA thesis was repurposed for that article that I responded to in my Is Daenerys an Imperialist? But some of it was not repurposed, and let's just say it was not great. We were supposed to talk about theories people believe in, well, I don't. We went on an entire tangent on Winds of Winter predictions, which, like I said, I don't even like doing the Winds of Winter prediction. Also, allegedly, remember, allegedly, the person who wrote that article is a Jonza. Allegedly. It's not confirmed, but, you know, allegedly. I think the A Song of Ice and Fire would be best as an animated series. Straight up. Everyone is saying that, and I agree. Fortishay, call George R. R. Martin right now. Yeah, that's the issue I have. I don't know how does it work in America to get a master's, but in Poland, in order to get a master's, you get in front of people with PhDs, and they ask you questions about your thesis. So did she just got away with lying in that thesis? Because, okay, whatever. This thesis is publicly available. I am allowed to talk about this, right? Obviously, I'm gonna get accused of some things if I talk about that. Oh, you're not listening to post-colonial scholars and all of that. But in that essay, she says that because Daenerys says that the Giscari speak Valyrian with a growl, which is because of the Giscari, the original Giscari had a scroll to it, and they just, corrupted the original Valerian with that scroll, then that means that Jorah and Daenerys equate the Astapori to dogs. And another thing that's said in that thesis is that, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, that's egregious. In this thesis, it also says that the freedmen also join with trying to overthrow Daenerys' rule, which just straight up doesn't happen. It just the Sons of the Harpy, which are just the slaving elite of Slaver's Bay. The freedmen never join them. Oh, and also, when I was reviewing that article, I had a suspicion as to why she omitted the information that it was the Giscari who started slavery in Essos. And that suspicion was proven correct when I read that MA thesis. She straight up says that it was the Valerians who invented slavery on the continent, not the Giscari. She just, even though it's right between the right before the passage that she quotes. Oh yeah, and also in that same article, she said that Daenerys appropriates the Carthin gown. The Carthin that are described as being pale, and the Dothraki mock them as the milkmen. Yeah, she is colonizing the Carthin because she's respecting their culture and wearing their clothes. I don't know what's in those people's minds, honestly. That's the thing. People think that academia is this divine source. It's not. Academia is created by people who make mistakes, disagree with each other all the time. Sorry, I'm eating. And often are just biased. Like, that person is just clearly biased. She just hates Daenerys. But rather than to be like a normal person about it, they just go around and write those articles. And then other people come and claim that I have to respect that. No, I don't have to respect that. That's another thing that I spoke about in my group chat today. If someone from the group chat is listening, hi, I love you guys. Even if you come from a post-structuralist, Jesus, my accent is all over the place today, sorry. Even if you come from the post-structuralist tradition, even if you apply the death of the author, then your reading has to agree with the text. Your reading has to be apparent from the text. And besides, death of the author doesn't mean that your reading is more important than the reading of the author. It's just that the author does not have any special privileges in deciding what his work is about. The interpretations are equal. The interpretations of the audience and the interpretations of the author. He's not less important than you. That's another thing. But like I said, even if you come from the post-structuralist tradition, which the author of that essay, what's her name? I think I should credit her just to be sure. Rachel Hartnett, yeah? The text still has to agree with what you're saying, because otherwise you're just making shit up. Hey, Fali. Yeah, that's the thing. And then you ask for the receipts, then you ask for the quotes, and it's silence always, and then they return and yap again. Man. Like, especially in the United States, the bias of the academia has to be in the service of the empire. Like, there's just no other way about it. Yeah, exactly. That death of the author does not equal death of the text. Many people would like it to be that way. Many people would like to kill the text. Actually, I'm gonna read you something that Feli sent to the group chat today. The interview was with the author of Malazan, right? Yeah. The book was called Malazan. I'm not familiar with it. It's just something interesting the author said. So I will read this for you out loud, okay? Interviewer asks, in interviews, you've said that you're glad that people are talking about your work as an example of postmodernism. What sorts of conversation have been going around that? The response: well, basically, I'm having an argument with a scholar who studied my stuff. Whereas I'm calling it postmodern, he's calling it post-structural. We sort of acknowledge each other's points, but neither of us budge. I mean, there's a strong postmodern element to a lot of the narrators within the Malazan series. In other words, they're aware that they're telling a story, and they're also aware that they have the option of manipulating that story. Kruppe, I think, is one of the best examples of that. He narrates within the story, including applying the third-person viewpoint to himself, and so you can sort of sense that he's messing with everyone's heads. And they may be the characters' heads, but they're also the readers' heads, and that's a reflection of how I'm approaching it as a writer as well. That one is aware that there is manipulation running all the way through this. Interviewer: so why does that critic think your work is post-structuralist? Response: you would have to ask him. The thing with scholars is that they don't really want the authors around. It sounds weird, but it certainly seems to be the case. We're far better off as far as the scholars are concerned if we've been dead for 20 years. It makes it easier to build up a thesis without having it contradicted, potentially, by the person whose work it is. And I think there's also sometimes the assumption that the author is entirely unaware of what they're up to, and that's certainly not the case with me. So that's about sums up my thoughts about that article and that thesis. They don't want to kill the author, they want to kill the text. And that's not even just a problem in academia, right? That's a problem in the fandom all the time. Like, they will throw around death of the author to, make their headcanons more viable. And whenever you go, that doesn't make sense, they're just gonna go, no, death of the author, it doesn't matter, fanon over canon. Like, why are they even reading stories if they don't like anything about it and need to twist it so much that it doesn't resemble anything? Or rather, it resembles what they want it to be. Like, at this point, just open up The Sims 4, or The Sims 3, or Sims 2, a Sims game, and just create your own stories there. Congrats, Zerg. And listen, I get it. I am... Because people really love to accuse me of worshipping authorial intent, right? Whenever I say, well, George R. R. Martin said this and that, they go, oh, but George R. R. Martin is not the end of everything. Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, you also need to take into account that sometimes authorial intent is a better explanation for some things. Sometimes you need to fall in between those two approaches, between the authorial intent and the death of the author. You just have to analyze it by case basis, basically. And it's not that I completely reject death of the author. No, I just think that usually what George intended makes a ton more sense than what the fandom thinks is going on. And also, people sometimes use authoritarian intent to argue absolute bullshit about the Song of Ice and Fire. Headcanon is like something that is technically not in the story, but you think it could. Wait, I'm gonna read the definition because I'm not sure if I can explain it well. A reader's views or viewer's personal interpretation of a fictional work, especially an imaginative addition to an event, character, or plotline that is not explicitly contradicted or confirmed by the original work. So, for example, if you have a headcanon that Jon Snow likes soup, okay, that is not contradicted by anything. That enhances on the existing material, and yeah, that's in a sense what that means. Yeah, I think that matters, and the issue, sorry, I'm not used to talking so much. The issue with that Iraq war reading that I did, something that I wished I included, but that video was already very long, and I think that I overall argued my points sufficiently, is the problem this essay had with the fact that it did not name examples of colonial practices by the US in the Middle East. Because it was just throwing around general colonial practices. It was just, the residential schools, which did not happen, yeah, but let's assume that it's an argument, right? That Daenerys is basically establishing residential schools in Meereen. That was a practice in the Anglo-Saxon settler project in Canada and the United States. And also, it was applied in other places. But I don't think it was something that happened in Iraq or the Middle East specifically. There was just no examples of tangible colonial exploitation done in the Middle East by the United States in Meereen. That would mirror what that would mirror what Daenerys is doing in Slaver's Bay. It was just general colonial practices. But if you're making an argument about U.S. involvement in the Middle East, you should name tangible examples of how that happened in the Middle East, and how that is mirrored by Daenerys, which you wouldn't be able to do because the US involvement in the Middle East is a pretty modern capitalist imperialist phenomenon. So that already argument is done. If this essay argued that Daenerys is generally colonizing, then I think the thesis would be easier to defend. But like I said, it just doesn't work like that. Yeah, the issue is, this is also something I noticed when I was responding to that video, when I was responding to that essay. These arguments always rely on taking the perspective of the slavers as paramount. It's the same with the Iraq war reading that was first suggested by he who must not be named. It's that if you think that, oh no, Daenerys is destroying the culture, whose culture? Fuck. Because that's actually a great example my friend made. This is kind of like crying about people who participated in the French Revolution destroying French culture of the aristocrats. But it was only the aristocrats that practiced that culture. That was not the culture of the peasants and people in Paris. This was not authentic French culture that they were destroying. And to argue that, like, banning the Tokar, which, she didn't do that, but let's just assume that she did, that would not be an attack on the Giscari culture itself, sorry. It would be a rejection of specifically the slaver culture. Yeah, I watched that video by Kat. Very often people complain that, oh, shit, why don't we have a slave POV? We do not have a POV character, but we do have their point of view on Daenerys. And you guys don't like that, you ignore that. Yeah, mostly that, but... Sorry, I need to finish eating. The fandom at large has a certain assumption about Daenerys. So if she decides to be more violent in her destruction of slavery, that means she is a mad queen. That's why they like to argue that the peace in Meereen was real. Which doesn't make sense. We are told on page that it's not real. Wait a second, I need to... I really need to hydrate myself because, as you can see, I'm struggling here. So 5 minutes and I'm back. Man, I need to start doing some vocal exercises. Okay, going back to what we were speaking about. Phoenix, can I be your official John representative on your Queen's Council? Why? You should aspire to be Hand of the Queen. Like, raise your ambitions up. Imagine writing a thesis on colonialism whilst completely ignoring class. Agree. The thing I really don't like about this essay, and like a lot of things in general, is that I don't know how to put it in words so that it makes sense. That it's made like completely abstract. That it doesn't explain that it doesn't describe some material reality from which everything else springs from, right? Base and superstructure. It's just like a feeling you have. Like you have a vibe that the Daenerys is a colonizer, and you scan the text, you know, twist the text. Like maybe you will find a parallel or two, but that parallel or two will not make much sense if it's actually analyzed from materialist perspective. Yeah, the only reason why people want a POV of it's exactly as you say. The only reason people want a slave POV is because they hope that George will, write. It's actually not all slaves love Danny. That actually there's some resistance and all of that. Yeah, in a story where almost everyone is white, right? Which, is a discussion we absolutely should be having. Well, like this whole conversation about how Valerians are like uniquely white is just. I guess the only way you could explain this away is that the Valerians like constructed race within universe, which I don't think is what happened, because slavery in Essos was not constructed around the idea of race. Sometimes people like straight up act as if being a redhead is equivalent to being a person of color in A Song of Ice and Fire, which. Listen, I know, like, I'm not from America, right? But I've heard something that made me laugh so hard, which is called white people's colorism. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. I love it. Yeah, and not only she is this essay and that thesis acted as if Daenerys is like the only Valerian in Essos, which is also incorrect. Like, Lys is full of Valerians, Volantis is full of Valerians. Wait, let me Google vocal exercises. Vocal exercises for better speaking. Oh, it's YouTube videos. I will watch them. That will also help me with recording videos. Because as you may hear that, I'm really... I think I said it the last time that my least favorite part of doing videos is recording the narration. I hate it. And also, I've been wondering because I know that some actors have accent coaches. And like, obviously, I will not hire an accent coach. But it would be cool if I could like actually master the American accent. Like just for my own satisfaction, so that I have a perfect American accent. Because from what I know, it's usually, native English speakers that, for example, they are speaking with a British accent, but they need to play an American, so they hire an accent coach that helps them. I wonder if I could do that. Probably if I found any resources, it would be for native English speaker to, Yeah, that's funny. The funny thing about the nurse is that she's Westerosi when it's convenient, but she's also Essosi when it's convenient, depending on the argument or the person who's making it. Also, I don't know if I told you guys, if it was you guys I told or someone else, but I was actually curious about the Daenerys White Savior argument. And before I start, yes, I know that Google Scholar is not the end of everything, like not the alpha and omega, but it's useful. It's reasonably useful. And I decided to search Daenerys White Savior in Google Scholar and set the dates before 2013, before that scene in the show. And I got nothing. Zero. Nothing. So I feel like there's a connection here. Yeah, I don't think anyone has my accent though. I really like the southern accent. The southern fry, it's really cool. And I also like mountain tuck from the Appalachia. I don't know how to pronounce it. They have like really funny expressions. Yeah, if we judge this by the by my inquiry in Google Scholar, then yeah, that's what started it. Where are you guys from? Because I know that Zork is Mexican American. I think Oana is Brazilian, or maybe that isn't you, because like I vaguely recognize you guys, but I'm not certain. There's also Seth that didn't come today. She's from Czech Republic. I don't know. You don't have to tell me if you're like you don't want to, but if you want, then share. I'm curious. Because from my analytics, most of my viewers are from the United States, but there's also like a significant viewership from Brazil. That's why I'm interested in maybe you guys someone is Brazilian. Yeah, I love it. That's what they do though. Oh, okay, from Romania. Greetings. I don't know a lot about Romania. But there was actually a really funny situation from Romania. Apparently, some far-right party of Romania just stole the logo of a Polish far-right Confederacja party, to the point that they did not realize that at the background of that logo is the outline of Poland, and they just straight up stole it, which was hilarious. I actually wanted to learn Spanish. Like I had like a certain motivation for that, but I no longer have it. But you know, just for my satisfaction, I can learn Spanish, but I don't think. Wait, I'm gonna show you guys. Wait a second. Uh, Germany! Apologize for what you did. No, I'm joking. I'm cool with Germans. Okay, I'm showing you guys the logo. You see it? On the left you have Confederacja, on the right you have Pace Intai Romagna. Like literally. Can I copy your homework? Oh yeah, African American, which partly explains my interest in the fantasy racism. Do you think that Daenerys is a white savior? Because I try to, seek out other perspectives, and if you think that she is, then I will accept that, no problem. I'm just curious what you think. First Romania and like the background is Poland, okay. That just, that just confirms my belief that Poland is the center of the universe. That may be un-Marxist of me, but I kind of don't play, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I'm trying to think of this argument from those post-structuralist, post-colonial view, but I don't think I have enough of a theoretical framework. She kinda is for lore reasons and George Loki being weird, but part of her appeal is being the princess that changes the world, and I can look past that. Hmm. I saw a great post on Tumblr that I will definitely not be able to find. That Daenerys, how she is written, is how a white savior would. White savior, what the hell? I randomly became a southerner. That Daenerys is written in a way a white savior would see himself or herself. But that's just what I remember, like one sentence from this post, and I would have to find it. Maybe I will find it for another time. Actually, this can be our next discussion if you guys want. We will gather for and against and all of that. Because you from the post-structuralist point of view, you can make this argument that is not lore-based, but I'm not sure. But then you would only have to take into account not necessarily the entirety of Essos, but her trying to like better the Iskari society. Oh yeah, about the lack of about the way her supporting cast is written, that's definitely a criticism that should be had. I agree. Yeah, that's also what I think. I think that if anything, that white savior argument can be applied to her changing the Dothraki society. But I don't know, I would have to think about that, and we can make this a subject for the next discussion in a week. Yeah, that's true. Don't underestimate yourself. Like, we want to hear out from you. Oh yeah, yet another crazy thing from that article is how the author was saying that the nurse is basically like white women who in the times of colonization would go to Africa because their race like overwritten their gendered oppression. Like that was crazy. That was a crazy argument to make, no lie. Yeah, that's another important thing, that yeah, race just wasn't constructed in A Song of Ice and Fire the way it was constructed in our world, which does not mean that George does not have that bias. But yeah, the concept of whiteness just doesn't exist in that world, which does not mean that we cannot apply this concept to the text proper. But again, we do this from the Doyley's point of view. Why did George R. R. Martin wrote the Dothraki in such a one-dimensional way? Because he's kind of racist. Like, sometimes I have no idea if people make criticism of George, if they make criticism about Daenerys. Like, they are constantly conflating those, and way too often they give so much benefit of the doubt for a white guy in his 70s. You can teach us that. You just have to start a live stream that we would all gladly attend, I'm sure. Mocked in what sense? Because, yeah, the thing about colonial transatlantic slavery is that it's just unimaginable. But Roman slavery was also pretty brutal. Like, not on the same level, but it was brutal. And you can also like make an argument that it was also a form of colonial slavery. It was just not the colonialism we were familiar with, but it was absolutely colonial. Like, there was this issue with them cutting the hair of the women that they conquered and making wigs out of it for Roman women. That was like a very colonial practice in essence. Yeah, that's true about George. Like, the funny thing about George is that sometimes, often even, he's more progressive than his own audience made of Gen Z and Zillennials and Millennials. Ah. Yeah, that's true. But also, I struggle with putting what I think into words. And maybe I will just not say that. But I agree with you. It was just devastating with no precedent ever. Like, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, stains on the history of this species. Which I remember, like, I was a kid in Fakas, Poland, right? I was like 14 years old, and I had this really cool history teacher. And I remember her mentioning the transatlantic slave trade. We did not have this in our curriculum, I think, or it was just briefly mentioned. And she made sure to tell us that it was like the biggest crime of Europe. And I just remember that it stuck with me. Being 14 years old, I didn't care much about history, what was happening in the world. I was too preoccupied with my personal drama with my friends, but it just, stuck with me. Yes, that's true. Alright, guys. I think we will have to slowly finish this because it's 11 p.m. here. I need to go to sleep. Once again, thank you for joining me for the game and for the discussion. I will try and think of discussing that white savior thing for the next discussion, and if not, then we can talk about literally anything else we can want. We can talk about anything we want. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Phoenix, do you remember that one Jon Snow video you made? Someone argued with you and you asked them to cite the sources, and there was wait for she fakes Jon Snow video. Listen, man, let me stay silent on that video, okay? I don't want to get in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, so goodbye everyone. Have a nice day, night, week, whatever. And I will see you in a week on Saturday. Unless something comes up, but then I will inform you. I prefer to doing this on Saturday. So yeah, bye bye.